What's up, YouTube? It's kind of cold and rainy out here today. Trying to get this car on the ground. Finally got drag tires, set of slicks for the back and front runners for the 240. A lot of you guys know that I was doing the 5-lug swap. Basically ended up taking the GK Tech hubs and pressed new bearings in those. And I ended up getting those for the front. And you guys can see that got the fronts on. It's looking pretty good. Z32 brakes, they clear. And today I'm working on something, just basically trying to get the back together. But I showed you guys in the last couple videos the Villains output shafts, where basically they cut the flange, machine the output shaft, and then they weld the flange for a Z33 axle to fit. And so I actually just got those popped in a second ago. I'll show you guys. So as you guys can see, got those output shafts in from Villains. I'll just show you a picture I took beforehand to check out the welds. They look phenomenal. Excited about that diff. A lot of people ask, well, it's R200 diff, why don't you just go with a Q45? Well, a Q45 is an R200 diff, but they do have a little bit bigger output shafts, more spline count, which obviously does help as far as strength. But at my power level, I just don't feel like I'm going to be running into anything too crazy. And so that's why we're going this way. That's why we're going this route. We got Z33 axles. They are Rosetta style. The centered bars are the same diameter as a Q45, but they're 29 spline, so they fit S14 rear hub. And they are the exact same length. I have measured them while they're out of the car. Uncompressed, they are the exact same length as the standard 240 axle. So it's going to bolt up real good, and then hopefully put those bad boys on and get some good times out of the car. But here's the engine. I'll give you guys this shot here while we're talking. But anyway, again, the Q45 is a R200 too. A lot of guys change the ring gears out, this and that. My thing is I just don't have any desire to go with more power than what I'm making. And since I don't have a desire to really go with much more power, it's not a concern for me. I would much rather replace axles out of a 350Z that are going to last a lot longer than stock 240 axles. They are Rosetta style instead of the tripods that come factory, so it should hold up a lot better. But a lot of people are like, man, are you going to want more power? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? I just don't care nothing about it. At least not right now. I know everybody says that, but I want to be able to enjoy the car. I want to be able to take it, dial it in, and and get it down the track consistently. Be able to run a class that I know I can compete in. I'm not out here trying to be a pro. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not rich. I've had this car since '08, and the reason it is the caliber it is because I've put a ton of time, money, and it's a lot of years worth of work. So I've had to do it that way. And here's the other thing: my car's paid for. No debt, no credit cards, nothing like that. I have no debt in this car. This car is 100% paid for. So that's a big part of it. And so because of that, hopefully we're gonna make some jam and have some fun and hopefully not break anything, at least not too much. I do have the trans that'll hold now. If I did want to go with more power, we're talking about O-ring in the block. I'd have to do a bigger turbo, more injectors, and I just don't want to mess with that, man. It's 641 horsepower is plenty in this car. Probably make close to 700, like I said, in cool air. I just don't care nothing about, beyond that, man, it's not even a street car anymore. It's just no fun. So that's just my opinion. Shout out all you guys that are making more power than that. doing your thing, respect, but I'm not about it. So not trying to be, not pretending to be. But anyway, I'm gonna put some more stuff together in the back, and I'll show you guys as I get things going how that looks, and yeah, hopefully get this thing on the ground. So all right, guys, yeah, so been under here doing some work, and as you can see, got all the axles bolted in, and try to get a little bit of a close-up here. You can kind of see where the flange is welded to the output shaft. That section right there, it's like cast when you get it from Nissan, but they machine it down a little bit more square before they weld it on, which is really nice. But yeah, man, you guys can see everything bolts up real nice. Everything goes together, and I'll take a little bit of a look down there. But yeah, so should be getting this thing hopefully on the road again here soon. Exhaust Wade welded up for me. Just want to kind of go over the list of what I got left too for you guys, just kind of show you what we're dealing with. But I got the rear together, rear hubs, brakes, all that good stuff, and the passenger side brake calipers leaking. I rebuilt them years ago, both sides, and I decided, man, you know what, I'm gonna be going down the track, I need brakes to last, so I'm gonna invest in getting a couple new sets and go ahead and paint those up. Then we're just gonna go with black. I don't really care about being red in the front. Those front ones are nice, and it'll be all right. So but yeah, I'm gonna go with some black in the back on those calipers and get that stuff bolted up. Something else to show you guys that I've got to work on the fuel system a little bit. As you guys can tell, I got the wiring and stuff here pulled apart, but basically what we're looking at is this is the harness that runs to the ECU that mounts up to this relay right here. I need to clean all this up back here. I'm gonna have to repaint the roll cage, something a little bit better, but basically what we're looking at is the pumps. I've got dual 255 Walboro pumps in here, and unfortunately whenever it was wired up, they did both pumps off of one relay, which, you know, technically that works, but it's just kind of on the edge, man. You're running a lot of amperage through one relay, and so I'm going to run another wire through this mesh here up to the ECU, and run this black signal wire here that's on this relay to another relay. Extra battery power. There's a junction block up front. I got one spot left, so run that up and then add another relay, so both pumps have their own separate relay. Should help out a little bit. And then also one other thing I'm gonna do is, whenever I get the brakes, get that, I'm gonna go ahead and get a turbo blanket. Try doing the ceramic coat like paint stuff. It's kind of coming off. It's not really doing that well already, so I'm gonna scrape that off, and I'm gonna put a Thermal Zero turbo blanket on there. Shout out to them, because PTP sucks and would not hook me up, wouldn't do anything for me. But that guy down there, that alternator, I know it's hard to see because it's dark in the shop right now, I don't have the lights on. That alternator is going to get replaced. I'm going to replace it with a Quest alternator, just to give me a little bit more amperage. As you guys know, factory alternators only put out about 80 amps, so we're going to go with a Quest alternator and get up to about 110. I don't know if I want to use the 110 or the 125. I don't want my air-fuel ratios changing a whole lot, because it does do that. It has the potential to do that, but I just want to make sure I've got enough amperage in reserve. This car doesn't have a radio, it doesn't have anything like that, but it's always good to know you got what you need. You know, it is running LS1 coils, just some different things here and there that it didn't have before. So, but yeah, guys, that's some of the other things I got to do. That's like the main things, so then I can put it down on the ground and really start driving it. Some stuff in the future that I do want to do. Again, I want to paint the roll cage, and I'm going to get these seats recovered. These are F1 spec carbon fiber seats, so you guys can tell in the back. and they're nice seats, but you know, you're paying for the carbon fiber, you're not paying for the fabric. So I want to get these redone. They're popping out here. It just looks like crap. You know, I want my car to look good and go fast. So some people aren't really they don't care about that. I do. So I want my car to look the part and be the part. So, but yeah, man, I think, in my opinion, honestly, this is probably, I wanted this to be one of the cleanest S13s around. So I think I've achieved that. And again, just, you know, having this guy right here, something different than nobody else has. But yeah, so that's the plan, guys. Hopefully I have some more updates for you soon.